Hello everyone, my name is Hayomide Emmanuel Agbola. Welcome to my SQL learning documentary. Today we'll be talking about having. Having is a filter clause in SQL, just like our where. But the difference between them is that having is used after group by when we use where before group by. In my videos, one of the videos I did in the past where we talked about the where clause, I used where clause before group by. For instance, I said when we want to check the age group of some people between 25 years to 40 years, that we can bring them together in a single bucket and group them by their age. Okay, we want to see the 25-year-old here, 25. I want to see the BOs between the age of 25 to 40. I group them by their age. But now, maybe I want to take my students out for a relay race, and I want to see the student between the age of 12 to 14. And there are some criteria we use in picking the best students for this competition: their height and their body mass. After I've grouped them by their age, which is 14 which is 12 to 14 year. And I also want to look at their haven't done all that. After grouping them by their age, which is 14 to 15, where their age maybe equal to between 12 and 14, group them by their age, or group them by their maybe by their names or by their ID or anything. Now, having these two criteria, their height must be so, their weight must be so. So this is helping us to know to narrow it down to a particular number of students I want to be taking for the competition. So the query is to check the education level of BOs where their number is in each level is more than 2. And we are using our highest education. And don't forget, I said when you are using an aggregate function, you should rename it to have a better headers. And I'll be grouping them by highest education. You should know this in our last video, because I said aggregate function always go with group by, and you group by the column before your aggregate column, which is the highest education. And now we're going to be having our having. After your group by, you have having. Having count all. That count star means count all. Mean all the rows in the table. Count all the rows in the table and group them by their highest education. Now, I want you to return the count that is more than 2, which is greater than 2. Having count all greater than 2. Having count all greater than 2, which is in the question, we have their number in each level is more than 2, greater than 2. And we will run this to check our result. Now, we see that we have just four highest education level here instead of 5. We have the college, high school, bachelor's degree, high school or below. If you have been following us, you know that one of these thing is missing. We have more than 4. It should be 5. Let's go to the last query for our group by, where we counted the number of BOs and group them by their highest education. Let's see the number of highest education that we have. We have 5, which is masters. Then we see that we also have single BO that has master's degree, and it's not showing in our having query. What just happened there is because we have instructed SQL to return only the count that is more than 2. So that is what it has just done. And if you don't want to have your having query to be like this, there are other ways to do it that will still show us in this video. And we see that we don't have our master here. So if you don't want to have your count all in this place, you can use your total BOs. Who can tell us? You can see that total BOs is what I use in my alias up there. So when you also return it, you still return the same thing as what is returned when we use our count all. So the total BOs here is not for decoration; it's also working in the query. So I'm sure we understood all this. See you in my next video. Thank you.